Hello, everybody. Welcome to Full Time with Max Bretos. I am Max Bretos. I just wanted to say that. So, okay, we recap the weekend. We get you ready Monday morning, and I think the big story everyone's talking about, so I shall talk about it as well, is Manchester United. Manchester bloody United. They lost 4-0 to Everton over the weekend. It was results historically bad for the Red Devils since Sir Alex Ferguson, a name that we will revisit here shortly. And it was a result that forced Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, the manager of the Red Devils, to apologize to the fans. It was bad. It was bad. And we go back to better times when Manchester United were making their way to the quarterfinals of the Champions League, having beaten Juventus, having beaten Paris Saint-Germain. And it was good. All was good. And so Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was tabbed as the coach. And I thought at that time, I go, pump the brakes. This is the biggest job in the world. This is Manchester United. This is the most popular brand in the world. This is the club. You go outside, everything. Manchester United carries a whole lot of weight. More than Barcelona and Real Madrid, more than any other club I have noticed. So they went in there. He's a Manchester United guy. But you figured there was still time, much as they did with the Jose Mourinho hiring. Anyway, now things have gotten bad and people are freaking out. They are sixth place in the Premier League after digging themselves out of the hole. They're back in the hole, 2 points out of the Champions League spots. They play Manchester City next. That's not going to help their cause because they'll probably lose that game, especially after what happened over the weekend. And it made me think about a lot of things about this club. And more than anything, it made me think about Alex Ferguson. When I got into this industry, when I got into this business covering soccer, 96, 97, where I was watching games every day, every weekend, games from all over the world, repeatedly for my profession. Alex Ferguson and Manchester United were really that huge brand. They were the New England Patriots. They were the Golden State Warriors. They were Real Madrid. It was a bit. 13 Premier League titles under the watch of Alex Ferguson. The development of so many great, iconic players. The success in Europe as well. So many players that would become managers as well. And since he is gone, 5 managers have coached Manchester United. And I just want to talk to you kids and remember the greatness. Obviously, can't bring it back. He's much older now. He's got some health issues. But you wonder if it's just that simple. He had 1,500 games in charge for Manchester United. Now they just had their worst loss. So it's crazy. Out of the FA Cup. Out of the Champions League. What can you do? It just makes you think. It just because Manchester United, this is going to go away at some point. All that clout that was built in those years where you are the most powerful club. If you keep, people are going to say, I'm going to support some other teams. Maybe not in Manchester, but maybe globally where their brand is so huge. So you got to get this right. And it was so good so long, and now they had a good year with Mourinho, and that's about it. All right, I'm going to stay in the Premier League, and I know if you follow me on social media, you will know that I'm critical of the Premier League, and I was very critical when Leicester City won it. That was rock bottom for the league. In this sense, don't at me, Leicester City fans. Leicester City is a club that should never win the Premier League, much like Hoffenheim is a team that shouldn't win the Bundesliga, much like Bologna is not a team that should win Serie A. So since that time, the Premier League has devoted itself to getting better, and they have gone so much better. They're having maybe the best year a league has ever had, if it finishes well, as in winning some trophies in Europe. They have 2 teams in the Champions League semis. They have 2 teams in the Europa League semifinals. They have an incredible title run. They have an incredible race for the top 4 with some teams that are 6 teams that resonate with so many folks. And I'm blown away with what this league has been able to do. And I think hiring great managers, which in turn have good, savvy people around there and global searches. They're not, obviously it's not staying within Great Britain. Good player development. And I think of the good young players that have come out, really blossomed last 5 years. Raheem Sterling, Harry Kane. Son Heung-min is a guy that was available and Spurs made him, and now he's a superstar. Salah, Sadio Mane, similar guys. Marcus Rashford. Premier League's done a great job. And maybe this is part of why Manchester United struggle, because it's so good. And I don't want to sit here and stroke the Premier League's fur and say it's so great, but it's been really good. All right, I don't want to just talk about the Premier League exclusively here. But this is really the topic of the day. But I want to get hats off to Karim Benzema. Hat trick for Real Madrid against Athletic Bilbao. He has scored the last 8 goals for Real Madrid. First player in club history, 117 years old, to do that. So that is significant history being made by Karim Benzema. Obviously, Real Madrid is not a big talking point. They're in third place. They're out of the Champions League. But I look at Benzema, and this is a guy who's had to live in so many long shadows at Real Madrid, namely Cristiano Ronaldo. But man, what he's able to do at this clip, to be this good, to do that kind of history for that club, I think it's time to give him a little bit more credit than we have. I apologize. I'm not speaking on your behalf. I have not given him enough credit, and I will start giving him enough credit because that's big time. And I don't know where his future holds. But Real Madrid, although it's not exciting now because they're off the radar, and it's good they're off the radar because they can re-gauge and see what they need to do so they can do it all over again, and they have the resources to do it. The offseason they're about to have is going to be the most exciting offseason. You know, in the NFL, the National Football League in America, they talk about the offseason and how great it is. But this and it keeps fans engaged. Well, Real Madrid's offseason, where they're talking about maybe signing Neymar, Mbappe, Paul Pogba, Sadio Mane, Eden Hazard. It's going to be incredible. And you know they're going to sign a lot of those guys, so can't wait for that. Real quickly, I just got home from calling LAFC Seattle Sounders. I am the LAFC lead broadcaster on the TV side, and that was the best LAFC game I have seen all season. Carlos Vela, 2 more goals. He has 10 on the season. LAFC has 25 goals in 9 games. Beautiful, breathtaking football. I will say Bob Bradley and his folks are making as biggest steps for American soccer than anybody because they're providing this beautiful product. And I'm down there, and the who's who, celebrities all over the world on that side. This is a big ticket in Los Angeles, which is hard to do. So it's pretty cool. People come see it, and they're provided an incredible site. But really interesting what's going on in Major League Soccer. It's still early days, but the top 2 teams, LAFC, clearly number 1, and the LA Galaxy, number 2. It can only make you think. The city of LA has adopted soccer beautifully. These 2 teams can build it. I think LA could have 3 or 4 teams if they wanted to. But what's happening here, and we can only imagine if we get the payoff in the offseason. But Carlos Vela, thank you for making my evening. I just got back from the game, so very cool. So here I am. So buenas noches, Plácido Domingo. Happy Easter to everyone, a little belated. And please subscribe to my YouTube page, Full Time with Max Bretos, every week for your viewing pleasure.